It was after midnight when I left the gas station just off Route 19. My shift had ended late, and I grabbed a coffee and a pack of gum for the ride home. The town I live in is quiet. Too quiet, honestly. Long stretches of nothing but woods and old farm fields. No one walks outside after dark unless they have to. That's just how it is here. I was driving my old car, and that night the windows were down because it was warm out. Mid-July, heavy air. My usual route home takes me down Weller Road. Locals call it the Cut. A straight 2-lane road through the woods that saves you about 7 minutes. It's pitch black at night, no lights, no houses, just tree lines and the occasional deer if you're unlucky. I wasn't even a minute into that stretch when I saw her, a woman, standing right on the edge of the road. She wasn't waving. She wasn't moving. Just standing. Alone, dressed in jeans and a dark shirt. Mid-30s, maybe. I slowed down fast, rolling to a crawl as I passed her. I turned the music off and glanced in my rear view. She didn't look at me. Not even once.
Just standing there.
Yeah, not even a glance. And that was the first thing that felt off. Most people, when they need help, they look at the car coming their way. They wave, but she didn't. Just stared ahead, frozen like a statue. I kept driving for about 10 seconds, trying to shake it off, but something tugged at me. Guilt. Instinct. I don't know. I turned the car around. She was still there, standing in the same spot, same posture. I rolled down my window as I approached slowly. "Are you all right?" I asked. Nothing. Not a word. I pulled onto the shoulder a few feet behind her, put the hazards on, and stepped out. "Ma'am, do you need help?" Still nothing. I could hear the night insects chirping around us. She was facing the trees, but I was close enough now to see her face in profile. Expressionless. Eyes wide, like she was staring at something out in the woods. Then she whispered something. I stepped closer. "What was that?" She turned her head slightly and said, "He's still out there."
What?
That's what she said. Just that. He's still out there. I didn't know what to do. My heart started pounding. I asked her who she meant. "Do you want me to call someone?" I offered. She finally turned to look directly at me, and her voice dropped lower than a whisper. "Don't stay here." I backed away. I wasn't sure if she was dangerous, or if someone else was around watching us. Either way, it was too much. I told her I was calling the police, and she just nodded once. I got in my car, locked the doors, and drove up the road, maybe a quarter mile, so I could stop somewhere visible and make the call. 911 picked up fast, and I told them about the woman. Where I saw her, what she said. They said they'd send a car out. I offered to wait, but they said it wasn't necessary. And this is the part that still bothers me. When I circled back maybe 5 minutes later, she was gone. No sign of her. I even got out to check. I waited another few minutes, headlights aimed at the trees, until I saw the patrol car pull up. 2 officers got out and asked what I saw. I gave them everything, what she looked like, what she said, the direction she was facing. They took notes and walked into the woods with flashlights while I stayed by my car. After about 10 minutes, one of them came back. "Nothing," he said. "No woman. No tracks." I was stunned. I wasn't making it up. He could see that. I was still visibly shaken. He asked if I wanted to file a full report. I did. And then I went home. But the story doesn't end there. The next evening, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. It was one of the officers who'd responded. He asked me to come in. When I arrived, he showed me a photo, a missing persons bulletin. It was the woman, Her name was Rachel, 34 years old. She'd been reported missing 2 days earlier after failing to show up to work. According to the bulletin, her last known location, somewhere off Weller Road. And here's the part that shook me the most.
What?
They found her body the next morning, just off the road, deep in the trees. She'd been attacked. Defensive wounds. Blood and drag marks were all over her. The postmortem report showed she had been tortured, with some wounds about 3 days old. That means even a day before she died. She wasn't mentally stable. She was probably so traumatized that night. She couldn't speak clearly when I tried to help her. The time of death. They believe it happened shortly after I saw her. 15 minutes, maybe less. She was alive when I spoke to her. Maybe even trying to run.
So the killer might have been close by.
Exactly. Watching us. Waiting for me to leave. I was probably the last person to see her alive. To this day, I still wonder if I could have done more, if I should have stayed, if she was trying to tell me something. But I'll never know, and that is something that I will regret for the rest of my life. They never caught who did it. So now, every time I take that road, especially at night, I can't help but look into the trees, half expecting someone to be there, waiting. Sometimes, driving at night feels peaceful. Quiet road. Soft music, no traffic. But when you're alone and far from town, things can go wrong fast. It was a Thursday night. I worked a long shift at a warehouse just outside the city. I was tired, hungry. I wanted to get home fast. The highway had traffic, so I took a quiet back road through the countryside. It was dark and empty, but I thought I'd save time. No lights, no houses. Just trees on both sides of the road. I rolled the windows down a bit, let the cool air in. Music was playing low. I didn't feel scared, just tired. I remember yawning and telling myself to stay awake. I slapped my cheek once, just to stay alert. About 10 minutes into the drive, I saw headlights in my mirror. A white car. I didn't think much of it, but something felt off. They were too close, right on my bumper. I slowed down a little. They slowed down too. I lightly tapped my brakes. No change. They stayed right behind me. Still too close.
That's the kind of thing that makes your heart beat faster.
I saw a small dirt patch on the side of the road. I pulled over, thinking they'd pass. But they didn't. They stopped behind me. They just sat there. No honking. No one got out. Just headlights shining straight into my mirror. Bright and blinding. I waited for some moments. Still nothing. My hands started to sweat. My stomach felt tight. Something wasn't right. I glanced in the rearview mirror, then leaned to look through the side mirror. The white car behind me hadn't moved. Its headlights stayed on, but I couldn't make out the driver. Maybe the glass was tinted, or maybe they were sitting low on purpose. Either way, I wasn't getting out to check.
Why would they stop to?
I didn't want to sit there anymore. I started driving again. The white car followed. Same distance. Same speed. I changed my speed a few times. Slower. Then faster. They copied me. I took a left. They turned too. I took a sharp right. Still behind me. This wasn't just someone on the same road. They were following me. On purpose. I saw another dirt road on my right. I turned quickly, hoping to lose them. It looked like a small trail through thick trees. I drove about 100 feet, turned off my lights, and parked behind some trees. I also turned off the engine. I sat still and waited. The road was quiet. No sounds. Then I saw it. Those same headlights. The white car had stopped at the entrance. But they didn't drive in. They just waited, like they were trying to decide what to do. Then their headlights turned off. I heard a car door open. My heart dropped. A figure stepped out. I could barely see through the trees, but I saw movement, a dark shape. Slow steps, no flashlight, no talking. Just quiet footsteps coming toward me. I crouched down in my seat. I held my breath. My heart was pounding in my ears. They kept walking. Closer and closer. I thought, should I call the police? Should I run? But I couldn't move. I had to do something. I turned the key. The engine roared. I backed up fast and turned around. My tires spun in the dirt. The figure stopped. It didn't chase me, just stood there, watching me drive away. I got back to the main road and pushed the gas pedal down hard. I didn't stop. I didn't look back. I've never driven that fast in my life. My hands were shaking. I kept checking the mirror.
You were lucky. What if they had blocked the road?
After about 20 minutes, I saw lights up ahead. A small gas station. It was nearly empty. One other car. I pulled in and parked fast. I ran inside. The man behind the counter looked surprised. I told him someone was following me. He nodded and came outside with me. But the road behind us was empty. No cars, no lights, nothing. I called the local police. I gave them all the details. The white car. The back road. The figure that came toward my car. They said they'd send someone to check the area. I stayed at the gas station for almost an hour. I kept watching the road, but the white car never came this way. When I got home, I checked my dash cam. It had recorded everything. The white car behind me, the turns, even the moment I pulled into the woods. But when the figure got out, the face was too dark to see, and the license plate, it was covered in mud. You couldn't read a single number. They knew exactly what they were doing.
They planned it. They knew how to stay hidden.
That night changed how I drive. Not because something happened, but because something almost did. They just followed. Slowly. Quietly. Like it was a game to them.